I just wanted to do a quick video talking through this little dice pouch that I just finished making at this moment. I just added these on, and while this is fresh in my mind, I want to do a video just kind of talking about what I did so that if I ever do try to make this again, or I want to remember what I did, I'll have a reference. So here's what I did. There are 3 or 4 elements to this thing. So there are zippers, which Mark chose out which colors he wanted, and then there is this silky material that I used for the actual pouch. There is this strip of fabric that's in between each one that is just some bias tape that I used, and then that whole everything I just described there was attached to a piece of cotton just along the whole shape of this, a large piece of cotton for stability. And then separate from all that is this outside, you know, fancy, beautiful piece to look at. And so here's kind of, I think, the order, if my memory serves, what I did it in. So first, got the zippers, and then I zippers, and then the first thing I did was actually attach this bias tape to it. So at first all I had were the zippers and the bias tape. And then, let's see. Then I attached these pieces of silkiness, and I did that by, you know, doing a zipper stitch on both of these and then flipping them out, and so you couldn't see any seams. It was just the silk, the zipper, and the bias tape. And then what I went ahead and did, and I actually did a stitch in black that you can see. I was hoping it would end up under the stitch, and it didn't, but that's okay. To hold it in place while I did this decorative stitch, initially we wanted one on both sides to frame it, but it didn't end up working. It was too complicated, so I dropped it, and he was fine with that. So we're moving on. Once I had all of that, I just did a little bit to attach it to that cotton piece that's underneath, keeping it all together. And that, I believe, yeah, it was this stitch that you see, is attaching that on each one to the piece of cotton, and that's what made it all one. I love you too, Tony. And then on this outside piece, I wanted there to be as few stitches as possible. I wanted it to be just as, you know, solid as it could be. So any decorative stitch, any stability stitch, whatever, I wanted to make sure I got done before attaching this back piece so that nothing would show through. So the only 4, I think, stitches that show through are these ones right here. And there's 2, because I must have used that to attach the silk to the bias tape, yeah. And then I stitched there again, I guess, to attach it to the back. That must be what I did. I don't know. And then this bias tape that I used in the middle to create some, you know, there's room for these to be able to fold, whatever you would want to call that, is the same bias tape that I used for the edging and also the straps. So it was a very useful tool there. So let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can see one reason I wanted to do an edging on the outside instead of just, you know, sewing it right sides together, turning it out, whatever, is because I wanted and needed to hide all this zipper business. And so that's why I went that route. Anyhow, okay, so I did everything leaving the top open for a little bit, and then I finally did close it with this stitch, attaching it to the zipper and the cotton. And then so this bit was open, so that must have gone through to the back as well, I guess. I don't know. Because this was just open and I just inserted these and sewed them in. And this is so that he can roll it up, which I won't do at the moment, and wrap each of these around and tie it. Because at first we talked about maybe doing like a magnetic snap or something like that, but the problem with that is, can you see the, oh, the decorative stitch is right there. Okay, you can say it. Anyway, we were gonna do something like that, but the problem was, the reason I didn't want to do that is because how do you know where to put them? Like, I didn't know how to line up where I would have put the snaps and where the back would go on it and be able to calculate that well. So I decided this is the most logical way to be able to keep it flexible and close it at any degree that you need to, depending on however many dice you have or whatever. So, okay, that's a very brief and rough explanation of what I did. I just wanted to make sure to get at least some of the basics out before I forgot. Maybe I'll do another one of these later with more information, but for now, that's what we're doing. When I did the zipper stitch on, you know, the inside of both of these, so you can't see it because it folded back out, I would, you know, come to where the zipper was, and then I would unzip it so that I could stay close all the way. And, yep. Okay, I'll come help you. Anyway, so there's that. Now I have a little bit of reference, and there it is.